Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Your host today is Jaiden, and on this episode, we're going to be talking about the abuse case of Gabriel Fernandez and what happened to this 8-year-old boy. Some topics that we're going to be covering today is what could have been done to prevent this and what lessons can be learned from this. I'm going to start off by giving y'all a little summary on what happened in this case. This was a young boy from California that had been abused his whole life by his mother, Pearl Fernandez, and her boyfriend, Isadio Aguirre. This happened from the time of 2003 to 2012. He was neglected and beaten by his mother and her boyfriend for years. They had several CPS cases open, but they were all dismissed by workers. Finally, on May 22, 2013, authorities had received a call that Gabriel had stopped breathing. When he arrived at the hospital, nurses and doctors immediately noticed an excessive amounts of marks and bruises that covered most of his body. After the passing of Gabriel, Pearl and Isadio were taken to court and they plead guilty to both capital murder and torture in order to avoid the death penalty. They would be sentenced to prison for the rest of their lives with no chance of appeal or parole. So, what could have been done to prevent this? Something that could have been done to prevent this is if the CPS workers that went to interview the family went by protocol and interviewed Gabriel without his mother present. While he was at school without his mother there, he felt comfortable enough to tell the truth about how his mother and her boyfriend were treating him at home. That is when the teacher would file a report and the social workers would go to his house and would talk to Gabriel about what he said in the report. And of course, he would deny that he said that in front of his mother because he knew if he agreed to saying that, his punishments would only become worse. What lessons could be learned from this case? A lesson that can be learned from this horrible situation is that we can now take the extra precautions to reassure the safety of the different children in situations like this. We also know that whenever a child is describing a situation that is happening at home, it shouldn't be ignored. It should be taken very seriously to avoid this happening again. So, some sites I use for this information is booth.law.com. I got my information from this, and also the latimes.com site. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed.